of Saints and Sinners by Morningstar Writes. Chapter 10. The Chaos! Lucifer is on the verge of tears when he sees that Charlie and Maggie descend down the staircase together, hand in hand. Charlie, my beautiful, perfect daughter! He sweeps her into a hug, squeezing her so tightly that she chokes at the contact. You look wonderful, and so do you, Maggie.
Oh, thank you, Dad!
Charlie tries her best to breathe. Her long hair is pulled back into an elaborate updo secured by her gold half mask, and she's wearing an elegant black suit.
You look sharp, too. The red really brings out your eyes.
Well, I gotta say, I was hesitant about this at first. Lucifer gestures at his red jacket and pinstriped waistcoat. But you know what? It's not bad. He turns to look at Maggie. Her ball gown matches perfectly with Charlie's outfit, and he really seriously feels a tear drip down from the corner of his eyes. Okay, that's it. Come on, photo.
Dad, please!
Just one or two. It'll be quick. Lucifer ushers them together, positioning Maggie at the front with Charlie's arms over her shoulders. They smile sappily at one another, and he takes so many pictures that he runs through an entire roll of film.
Okay, Dad, I think that's enough.
Charlie laughs, waving her hand at him to get him to stop.
Let's start bringing the guests in.
All right. Lucifer puts the camera away, reluctantly, but I'm gonna take more later. They all walk together to the lobby. Angel Dust looks up at the sound of their footsteps, and he's dressed in a fancy pink suit, his hand holding up a fluffy mask by its stick. Hey, you sweet cheeks, looking classy.
I'm back at you.
Charlie looks around.
Where is everyone?
Oh, Husk is just checking the ball right now. Angel Dust jabs his thumb over to Husk, who rummages through their liquor bottles. He has on a black and white tuxedo, and he left his white ribboned mask on the counter. Clearly not a fan. Not sure where Nifty is, actually, but Alastor is over there, hanging up some decorations.
Did you need something?
Alastor calls out. He's adding the final touches to the hotel when he turns around, his ponytail swaying almost hypnotically in the air. And Alastor looks at Lucifer. And Lucifer looks at Alastor. And something flickers in his face, an emotion that Lucifer doesn't quite understand yet, his eyes widening smile. Freezing deer ears tilted all the way up.
Alastor!
Charlie says. He looks a bit startled to be addressed, and Alastor rips his gaze off of Lucifer to focus on her.
Ready to go?
Why, of course. Alastor takes a few sweeping steps towards them. His eye mask is pulled over his eyes, tied back with a ribbon, and it's such a deep red color that it almost looks black.
Okay, so thank you, everyone, for your very tireless cooperation.
Charlie stretches their arms out.
Group hug for good luck.
They reach in for an embrace, all but Alastor, who hangs back and watches them instead. His eyes keep darting back to Lucifer, and it's starting to make him feel uneasy. What? Lucifer snaps. Got something to say? Alastor doesn't respond, which is worrisome in its own right, and he softens his tone by a fraction. Hey. You... Lucifer says uncertainly. What's up?
It's enough to bring Alastor back to the present. Oh, nothing important. I just think that you are missing a little something.
Alastor conjures up a red top hat, shoves it unceremoniously on top of his head. Gah! And it's so large that Lucifer struggles to see past the brim.
Yes, much better now.
Lucifer yanks the hat off to glare at him. Okay, I definitely don't want this. This is way too red. I mean, any more and I'll end up looking like...
You, Lucifer thinks.
He doesn't say it, doesn't want to voice it, because saying it aloud makes it all the more real somehow. But it doesn't slip his notice that Alastor's red and black ensemble mirrors his. The cut of the jacket, the tight waistcoat, even the tie. And if they stand next to each other, they almost look like a magic pair. Two halves of a whole, or a bizarre salt and pepper set.
The hat ties the whole look together. But you wouldn't know. You have no sense of style whatsoever.
Alastor leans against his radio cane, smirking as Lucifer's face twists into a frown. Well, there are other colors besides red. You look like a walking, talking strawberry.
Such a hypocrite. Aren't you the one who only likes to wear white?
If you paid any attention, you would know that I wear... Lucifer stumbles right over Nifty, who is currently huddled down to stare at a bug, and sprawls face first onto the floor. Oh, so that's where Nifty went. Angel Dust snickers.
What's happening?
Nifty lifts her head up, blissfully unaware of the scene she had just caused. It's kind of embarrassing tripping in front of everyone like that, and as Lucifer pulls himself off the floor, Alastor's shiny red shoes come into his periphery.
Did it hurt?
Alastor asks, shit-eating grin back on full display.
When you fell from
And
he can't stand it!
Oh, fuck you! Lucifer growls, and then in a fit of immaturity, he yanks Alastor down by his pant leg! Alastor is thoroughly caught off guard and crashes into him, his head knocking into Lucifer's teeth. It's exceedingly painful, a mess of long legs and arms colliding against each other, and Lucifer winces at the contact.
You will regret that!
Alastor growls. His hand is on Lucifer's arm, gripping tightly to steady himself, and he's suddenly flooded with memories of their fun on the rooftop, the way that Alastor's touch can alternate between violent and careful in the blink of an eye. The pressure emanating from him is warm, stabilizing, kind of exhilarating, too. Lucifer shoves him off immediately and points at him, still annoyed by Alastor's antics. Don't you dare use that stupid line on me again, he threatens, already knowing what he's about to say. Alastor merely lifts his hands up to surrender, and Angel Dust ducks his head over, his interest piqued. What line? Angel Dust asks. For some reason, Lucifer suddenly feels embarrassed. He just asked if it hurt when I fell from heaven. Husk almost chokes when he hears this. He did what? Alastor! Charlie, bless her soul, looks aghast at this. That is so insensitive of you. Why are you reminding Dad of that moment in his life?
Just a joke.
Alastor shrugs.
I certainly thought it was funny.
Meanwhile, Angel Dust furiously writes this down in his notebook. Name. Lucifer skins the guest list and crosses out their name once he finds it. Okay, great, go in. He's standing with Charlie at the front door to check the guests in. The hotel is packed with sinners, and it's completely transformed by the copious amounts of silky fabric, sparkling lights, and fresh flowers. Lucifer looks up at the ceiling, momentarily distracted by the shiny mirror spheres that dangle and reflect light prettily around the hotel. They're ridiculously oversized, but they look breathtaking. From up high. Did you pick out those mirror ball things? Lucifer gestures upwards. Those shiny orbs. They look good. Charlie follows his direction and scrunches her nose up in confusion when she sees them. Oh, that wasn't me. Maybe Vaggie picked those out? We did split some of the decision-making. Before she could say anything else, a huge looming figure towers over them. Katie Killjoy looks down at them both, flanked on either side with her camera crew. It's Katie Killjoy here, Katie says brightly. And Tom Trench. Tom peeks his head out from behind her. Ah, Katie! Charlie grits out through her teeth and then hurriedly plasters on a customer service smile. Welcome! I hope you'll have fun. I'm not sure what kind of entertainment you would have at this rundown pile of shit, Katie sneers. But you know what, between you and me, I heard from an inside source that it'll be a night to remember. Oh! Charlie pauses at this newfound information. What inside source exactly? Katie ignores her and thrusts a microphone in front of Charlie's face. Care to answer some interview questions, princess? No comment at this time. Just enjoy the party, Katie. And nice to see you again, Tom. Charlie waves at Tom, who waves back until Katie crushes his foot under her heel. Don't wave at her, you little bitch! Katie snarls and motions for her crew to enter the hotel. Charlie watches as they disappear into the crowd, her eyes narrowed with suspicion. Dad, can you help me watch out for Katie? She asks quietly. Oh! Lucifer nods. Yeah, of course. Not a fan. Charlie laughs awkwardly at this. I think the feeling is mutual, truly. I mean, it's weird enough that she asked for an invite, but she was also kind of nice, too. That was her being nice? Dad! Katie tisks as she looks around. This tacky little hotel looks all right, she says reluctantly. It's still not as big as my place, though. Not as big as your ego, either, Tom mutters. Katie elbows him harshly. Oh! And she pulls out a USB stick with her manicured hands. Alright, fan out, and look for somewhere to plug this into, Katie commands. Her party is going to be the only thing this town talks about for weeks, and we'll be the first to report on it. You got it, Tom Trench says, and then he brightens up when he sees Angel Dust in the distance. Oh, it's the porn star. You
your fucking priorities, Tom?
Where are they? Angel Dust mutters, looking through the crowd. He and Husk are currently walking around with trays of appetizers, offering them to guests as they scan the perimeters. Who are you looking for? Husk growls when someone tries to grab a double thing from his tray. Hey, I'm having a conversation here. Beat it.
You know who?
Angel Dust insists. When he spies Lucifer's red top hat bobbing away, he yanks at Husk's arm impatiently.
Bingo!
Are you still doing that? That was in reference to Angel Dust's investigating, and he huffs at Husk's reaction. Look, I just want to know if I'm right about those two, which I know I am. Come on, let's go before we disappears. Husk rolls his eyes, but he follows suit without another complaint. Together they trail after Lucifer, meandering around the hordes of people and stopping occasionally to offer them a snack, until they bump right into Vox, who is... He's currently following Lucifer too. Angel Dust blinks. Oh, Vox says awkwardly. One of you has the... They both stop. Are you lost or something? Angel Dust finally says, crossing his arms together. Where's your little gang? He feels a shadow over him, and when he looks over his shoulder, Valentino stares down at him with mock pleasantry. Angel, baby, Valentino sings. What are you doing here? I live here, he says flatly. Want an egg? He shoves his tray in front of his face, and Valentino withers at this. You can keep your junk food. Valentino sweeps Vox into his arm and walks away. See you at the studio later. Ugh. Angel Dust feels his mood dip, and Husk places a reassuring hand on his shoulder. You good? Oh, really? He replies sourly. I mean, it's fine since he can't do anything to me here, but that ugly mug of his pisses me off. Let's watch out for them, Husk suggests, and good news for you. Looks like the king is heading over to Alastor.
He brightens at this. Really? Okay, come on. Let's see what they're up to.
Husk shoots him a half smile and lets Angel Dust drag him away. Alastor is surveying the crowd when he feels a tap on his shoulder. Alastor! Rosie has a blush-colored mask in her hands, and she holds it up with a stick. What a beautiful party! And you look terrific.
Oh, Rosie, he says pleasantly. You are a vision in pink. Are you enjoying yourself so far?
Of course, darling. You know, I brought some of my cannibal sinners with me, but I don't think there's much they can eat here.
Not tonight, but perhaps next time. I'll bring it up to Charlie.
They stand side by side, and together they look out into the throng of people. They've known each other for a long time, had each other's backs through thick and thin, and for Alastor, it was always a comfort to see her. Oh, isn't that the king? Rosie says blithely. We should call him over.
Scratch that! She was now being meddlesome. I don't think so.
Alastor shakes his head.
We all have our roles tonight. He's far too busy to...
He's coming over, actually.
I doubt that, Rosie.
No, really? Alastor finally looks in his direction, and Lucifer really is making his way towards them. He's fast approaching, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 step away, and Rosie does a curtsy when she sees him. Your Highness. Rosie, in one fluid motion, pulls him into a hug, and Alastor literally hears the sound of a record needle scratch. No. Lucifer's a bit surprised, but he returns the hug, his arms patting her back awkwardly. Well, nice to see you again, Rosie. She's still clutching onto his arms as they step away from each other, and Alastor's eyes shift to where she holds him, unable to look away. I just want to thank you again for helping him out. Rosie gestures to Alastor. He's ridiculously bullheaded, this one. That was no problem at all, Lucifer says stiffly. I just came over because Charlie's saying it's time for you to perform, so...
She sent you as a messenger pigeon?
Alastor jeers. If you had a phone, she could text you, old man.
Such strong words from the oldest one in this room.
At least I know how to use a cell phone. Do you?
I know how to use a rotary phone, which is the proper method of communication.
So you don't know. Lucifer smirks at this, and Alastor feels put out, unable to refute his statement.
I'll be up there in a moment,
Alastor says instead. See you around, Rosie. Enjoy the party. Lucifer looks extremely pleased with himself as he walks away. Alastor squints at him as he leaves, annoyed that he couldn't think of a good insult in time. He's so distracted that he jumps a bit when Rosie touches his shoulder. Well, well, well. Rosie sounds uncharacteristically smug. Did you see that, Alastor?
See what exactly? That you stood by and let him ridicule me?
You know that's not what I mean. And besides, you're perfectly capable of standing up for yourself. Rosie waves him off impatiently. I meant I gave him a hug and he reciprocated.
You certainly did, Alastor says dryly. Rosie, if you keep that up, I'm going to think you're looking for other friends.
Rosie shoots him a resigned smile. Oh, Alastor, I know you. Her voice is soft and careful. You said you wanted to be physically nearby, that you had an urge to be around him. Seems like he's quite an open person, if you're ready for that. He knows exactly what she's insinuating, regrettably. But he doesn't want to acknowledge the truth, where at the core of it all, he just doesn't hate Lucifer as much as he thought he did. As much as he used to. They've been tied together by this deal for a few months, have exchanged more than just pleasantries during that duration, and it's been fun, enjoyable enough, a manageable experience. He looks at Lucifer, his small back retreating into the distance, and he wonders if maybe the longing would go away if he could just hold him for a second. Just for a moment. And then Alastor gnashes his teeth together.
I'd try to kill him first,
Alastor's eyes gleam coldly,
before trying to hug him.
Angel Dust and Husk had hid behind a table, watching the three of them chat from a distance. It's hard to make out any of the words they had said, and quite frankly, nothing particularly exciting happened either. Angel Dust sighs and puts his notebook away.
Well, that wasn't anything. Maybe I am reading too much into this.
That's okay, kid. Husk pats his suit down as he stands up. There's always next time, eh?
I thought you didn't believe me.
I don't.
Hey!
But if it matters that much to you, you can bounce your ideas off of me. Husk says, offering a hand to Angel Dust. He accepts it, grinning the whole time, and Husk pulls him up to his feet.
You know what? I'll take that.
Angel Dust says excitedly. So, then, let's go after him. Just a second. Husk puts a finger on his lips, silencing him. Hey, that Valentino. They both look over, watching as Valentino and Velvet slip away into a room that's clearly marked No Entry. Angel Dust narrows his eyes at this, and he sets his tray of hors d'oeuvres down onto the table.
Oh, I knew that jackass was up to no good.
Angel Dust groans and pushes his hair back. Come on, let's bust them up before they can ruin anything. You read my mind. Lucifer watches the stage as Alastor performs on the piano, his fingers darting nimbly over the keys to play a lively tune. Admittedly, he's always been a good pianist. Lucifer is supposed to be passing champagne around, but he stands there to listen instead, holding his tray absent-mindedly in one hand. And then the last person he ever wants to see approaches him. Hey! Fox reaches for a flute of champagne, and Lucifer moves his tray away deftly. What do you want? Lucifer says flatly. You're not on the guest list. Whoa, hey, I was invited, all right. Just here for the party. Fox stands beside him, not making a move to leave, and they watch Alastor perform together in silence. This is the most civil they've ever been with each other. He's polite but unsettling, and Lucifer looks up at him from the corner of his eye, wondering just what he's up to. And then, you should stay away from him. Of course, that's what he's here for. Why don't you take your own advice? Lucifer says impassively. Fox leans down, his expression serious. Look, you don't know me and you don't trust me, but just so you know, Alastor and I, we go way back. In fact, we worked well together. I thought we were friends, but that fucker only looks out for himself. He'll drop you in an instant if that's what's necessary. Lucifer turns around to fully face him. So what are you doing here then? I want him to suffer. Fox is surprisingly straightforward, and honestly, you should too. He's just messing around with you. Once he's bored, he'll move on, and you'll be left picking up the pieces. He doesn't know how to answer that, actually. Fox shrugs at his non-reaction and pilfers a flute of champagne from his tray. Just saying. He walks away. And Lucifer wants to say that it doesn't shake him whatsoever, but he knows Alastor a bit at this point, understands that he likes being entertained, that he enjoys being an unsolvable mystery, and maybe one day when he's tired of Lucifer, he'll leave him too. Like Lilith did. They may be involved in a deal together, but they're not together. Not really anything, just two ships passing by in the night. He's pulled from his thoughts when Alastor plays a different composition, a song that he knows. They had performed it together at the jazz club, although it's a bit strange not hearing his fiddle accompany it. Around him, people jump into a lively dance, and at the center of the crowd is someone he recognizes. The very energetic and very familiar figure of Mimsy, romping around like it's her God-given right. Should I go over there? Lucifer thinks. He doesn't really have the opportunity to choose because Mimsy catches sight of him and she skips over with excitement in a step. Your Highness! She bows so deeply that her fuchsia mask almost slips off her eyes. How are ya? So good to see you. Oh, I am so sorry for last time. When we had to fight those loan sharks for you. Lucifer barks at a forced laugh. Water under the bridge. But, are you two okay now? Oh, Alastor, that's just how we are, Mimsy says bravely. What you worried about us? It's fine, he's sweet as a kitten, really. He can't stay mad at me for long. Lucifer doesn't really believe any of that. Say, would you do me the honor of having a dance? Mimsy asks, stretching her hand out to him. I know it was a bit hard last time, but hey, dancing is much more fun with a partner. Oh. Lucifer thinks about it, looks at her expectant hand, listens to the spirited piano tune in the air, and starts to feel a spring in his step too. Sure. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Mimsy counts, and together they dance the Charleston together. He's been practicing secretly for a while, so he's pretty much gotten the moves down. Lucifer holds her hand at her waist, and he even spins her on one of the counts, making her giggle uproariously. Alastor plays a wrong note, the discordant sound echoing in the hotel. Lucifer turns to the stage, and he catches Alastor looking at him for just a second, right before his eyes dart back to his piano sheet. So, Mimsy, Lucifer tries for some casual conversation. You two have been friends for a long time. Alastor? We've known each other through life and death. Mimsy sounds much too cheerful about this. They dance around another, 1, 2, 3, 4 step movement. What made you, remain in contact? Did he ever, try to leave you behind? Why are you asking? And Lucifer really, really doesn't want to answer that. Just, Lucifer dips her, and Mimsy lets out a whoop. I don't really get him sometimes. Oh, that's part of his charm, don't you think so? I just love how unpredictable he is. They both twirl on the dance floor, and every time he spins, he can see Alastor's red figure on the piano, tinkering away at the keys with a light touch. Fox's words are still heavy on his mind, but when he watches Mimsy send a wink over at Alastor, completely free and unbothered, he feels a smile slowly forming on his face. It's almost the end of the party. Lucifer hides away on the balcony, his arms resting on the railing. Maggie and Charlie are performing on stage, and they're playing a fast, jazzy tune that makes him step his feet to the beat. Tap, tap, tap. The whole evening has been a whirlwind blur, equal parts fun and exhausting, and he's about ready to retire to his bedchambers at this point. Lucifer places his head onto his arms, which is why he doesn't notice someone quietly approach from behind.
Hello!
Ah! Lucifer whirls around and he's met with the amused face of Alastor, whose telltale smile grows ever larger at his reaction.
Oops! Didn't mean to scare you!
Alastor sings. He's taken off his mask, which is currently stuffed in his pocket, but it's threatening to fall out at any moment. What do you want? Lucifer leans against the barrier, and Alastor stands beside him. They look up at the full moon together, shining even more brilliantly than the night before.
Well, I saw you on the dance floor. You were struggling.
Wow, thanks. Probably because you kept on missing music notes. Lucifer expects him to say something snarky back, but Alastor doesn't. He's pensive for a while, definitely lost in thought. When Lucifer glimpses over at him, Alastor has his eyes focused on the horizon.
Your form was not bad,
Alastor finally concedes.
He
looks at Lucifer and opens his mouth to speak, but then looks away, and back at him, and away. Are you going to finish that sentence? Lucifer smiles wryly.
In a moment!
Alastor snarls. It's rare to see him flounder. He covers his face fully into his hands at this point, and the only thing visible are his deer ears, which are completely flattened to his head. Lucifer is a bit fascinated at the sight, actually, and he watches as Alastor slowly pulls his hands off his face and down onto his neck instead. his red eyes glancing over at him uncertainly.
You would probably be half decent if you had a good dance partner.
Lucifer doesn't fully understand at first. Oh, I thought you and Mimsy dance all the time. Isn't she good? Alastor lets out a guttural growl, clenching the railing so hard that it dents under his hold.
You should know,
Alastor exhales and relaxes his grip,
that I am an excellent dancer.
And clearly the most humble. Alastor ignores him and grumbles instead, his smile strengthening by the second.
If you were looking to expand your dance repertoire, wouldn't it make the most sense to ask the best?
Are you... Lucifer can't believe his ears. Are you asking me to dance?
Alastor's eye twitches at this. I am merely asking if you'd like a dance lesson.
It's his turn to be gobsmacked. Truthfully, it's crossed his mind. Thought about it ever since they performed together at the jazz club when he watched Alastor and Mimsy cheerfully swing and tap together on the stage with never a worry. But he didn't. He would never have asked him. And Alastor definitely wouldn't have wanted to anyway. I guess I was wrong, Lucifer thinks. It dawns on him that he hasn't responded yet, and the longer he waits, the more aggravated Alastor becomes, his hands wrestling with the railing as though they were engaged in a fight. Sure. Lucifer stumbles over his words at first. He then stands up straighter, his eyes staring at Alastor determinedly. Teach me then. It's a completely different experience to dance with Alastor. It's still fun, incredibly so. Watching him smoothly and confidently transition between difficult footwork is admittedly remarkable. Alastor holds his right hand, although it's more like the gentlest placement of skin on skin, barely touching. Lucifer has his left hand on Alastor's bent arm, his warmth radiating outwards. The kicker of it all is that he can feel Alastor's hand placed onto his waist, long claws scratching delicately against his shirt and trailing over his skin. It's light and accidental, but it makes him shiver all the way to his insides.
Move your foot back here,
Alastor commands, and he follows suit, stepping back as fast as possible. Lucifer just doesn't understand.
Your arm, here, no, lower.
How the hell is he burning up everywhere, almost breathless from the heat, and everything is just...
Turn here.
So hot!
You got the tempo wrong.
It's not a particularly laborious dance.
Better.
He's done harder things with less effort.
Now kick.
So why is he winded like the air is knocked out of his lungs? Alastor easily pulls him into each move, him leading and Lucifer following, and he belatedly thinks that it really does reflect the nature of their connection together, Lucifer always chasing after his coattails. The music has faded away without him even noticing. Maggie and Charlie bow to the audience, waving to the crowd as they clap politely, and Lucifer slows down his steps before coming to a stop. He waits for Alastor to let go. But he doesn't. Lucifer's mouth feels dry. In fact, he'd kill for some water right now. That was educational. But if you want to know what real dancing is like, you should try the polka. That's my specialty.
The polka!
Alastor crinkles his nose up at this.
Well, based on your little performance today, I am quite intrigued by what dance you're even good at.
Asshole, Mimsy was a much nicer partner than you are.
Oh, Mimsy just has a higher tolerance for incompetence.
Lucifer slips his hand out of Alastor's hold, and Alastor reaches after him before stopping, his hand grasping at nothing but air. Huh? Is all that Lucifer could say. Alastor drops his arm to his side and forces a smile with some effort, his eyes darting away from him. And Lucifer doesn't... What do you even say after this? We got a match. Lucifer blurts out, and he immediately wants to take it back. God, why does he never think before he speaks? It's been weighing on his mind ever since this morning, and Alastor looks down, straightening out his jacket as though he just noticed.
Do we now? Just because we are both in red?
He sounds like himself again, a bit mocking, a bit fiendish.
It's a flattering color. You should wear it more often.
You should tie your hair in a ponytail more often. Lucifer mumbles out unintentionally. Alastor's eyes widen at this. He takes a defensive step back, and his mask drops out of his pocket in the process, echoing as it falls. Clink, clink, clink. It lands near his feet, and Lucifer bends down to pick it up. As he's getting back up, his eyes catch sight of Katie skulking around, and she's trying to act as inconspicuously as possible. He fixates on her as she looks around carefully before hurrying upstairs, and he hears Charlie in the back of his head. "Dad, can you help me watch out for Katie?" Lucifer turns to him and absentmindedly shoves Alastor's mask into his own pocket. "I need to take care of something. Can you go find Charlie? I gotta talk to her." Without waiting for a reply, he dashes inside, leaving Alastor alone on the balcony. His hand completely demolishes the banister under his grip, tearing the metal as though it were paper. But Lucifer doesn't notice. And then he's gone. Katie fitfully searches through the giant monitors in the room. Why couldn't one of those stupid V's do this? Katie mutters, staring at the USB stick in her hands. It's marked with a large V on the side, and she kicks at the computer dock angrily. Tom, find me a port now! Are you really going to broadcast this? Tom dutifully looks through the room. I don't want Lucifer targeting my back, Katie. We're news anchors, she says impatiently. Stirring up shit is our job. Oh, that one. Fucking finally! Katie leans down and gropes around the dock for the correct plug. Alright, we're going live in a few minutes, so just what? Lucifer asks casually. Katie whirls around at the sound of his voice, and she pastes on a professional smile. Oh, good evening, sir. Lucifer ignores her and steps closer, his bright red horns slowly protruding from his head. Hand that over. Huh? What? Or I'll fucking kill you! Lucifer's every breath spits out fire, and he's standing so close to them that he burns the tips of their hair. Katie yelps and drops the stick, which he scoops up in one graceful motion. Thank you. He smiles insincerely. He shoots one last look at the V symbol before crushing the USB in his bare hands. Katie and Tom stand up shakily, and she sneers at him in distaste. Well, you can try stopping the news all you want, your highness, but there's more where that came from. The gears in his head turn and turn and turn, and he immediately teleports away to find the V's. Honestly, he must have checked every room at this point. Lucifer's starting to feel a little out of breath teleporting in and out like this, but he can't have the V's ruin Charlie's party. He leans against the wall for a moment, trying to see if there's a place he had missed, and in the corner of his eye, he spies a solitary door marked No Entry. Is that it? Lucifer mutters. He surreptitiously opens the door and slips in. The hallway isn't lit, and as he slides against the wall, he feels a sense of unease that grows and grows and blossoms when he bumps into someone in the darkness. He seizes the... Whoa! Hey! Angel Dust whispers, eyes wide as Lucifer grabs one of his arms. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? He whispers back. We're watching the V's. Angel Dust gestures at himself and a tusk. I think they're up to something, but they haven't done anything yet. Let's get closer. Lucifer transforms into a hare and dashes forward first. Angel Dust grumbles at this. Hey, not everyone can shapeshift like that. Jeez. The three of them make their way to Charlie's office and peek behind the wooden door. Fox, Valentino, and Velvet sit in various spots in the room, bathed in blue light from their phones. Looks like it's almost time. Does Katie have everything? I want it to be live. Fox growls. We gave it to her already. Or did you want to do the honors yourself? Valentino asks, taking a drag from his cigarette. Fox twists around a USB stick in his fingers, the signature V emblazoned on the side. I could, but I'd rather watch. Let's get a good spot on the floor to see him flip out. What do you think is on that thing? Angel Dust whispers. Nothing good, that's for sure, Husk replies. They all look at one another, and there's an unspoken agreement to take them on together. Angel Dust counts down with his fingers. 3, 2, 1. They slam the door open, bursting through. Husk pins Valentino to the wall with his playing cards. Angel Dust blasts bullets around Babette's body, and Lucifer yanks out the USB with his teeth, his fluffy hair form galloping at the speed of light. Can you stop shape-shifting into animals? Fox yells. Don't you three know when to give up? Lucifer shifts back into his normal form, but the USB is still gripped between his teeth, so his words come out more like a smothered, don't you three know when to give up? Get the hell out of our hotel, Husk threatens, holding his playing cards aggressively. Oh, fine. This party was a fucking joke anyway. Velvet takes a photo of them with her phone and she grins. I'll tag him in the picture, though. Please don't. Lucifer deadpans. Actually, while you're here, can you delete that other selfie? All right. Valentino cuts him off, already sweeping them up to teleport away. You win. We'll leave you to your party. They disappear in a cloud of red, and when the smoke clears, Lucifer looks around one last time, just to be sure that he didn't miss anything. They all rifle through the room, flipping over desks and chairs, and they congregate in the center of the office. I guess we did it. Angel Dust shrugs. Looks like Charlie's body went off without an itch. And Lucifer finally lets out a sigh of relief.
Where were you three?
Charlie asks hurriedly, ushering them onto the stage.
Okay, never mind. It's fine. I'm just glad you're here. Dad, Alastor told me you needed me. What's up?
Lucifer hesitates on informing her. He does want to tell Charlie what happened, but is so close to the end of the night, and he doesn't want to dampen her spirits in any way, so... Later, for sure. You know what, Charlie? It's not that important. He shoots her a reassuring smile. Why don't we just play the final song for the audience?
If you say so, Dad.
Charlie fixes him with a look, but she's in such a rush that she doesn't try to question him. They all stand at their respective positions, and Lucifer takes his spot beside Alastor. Seeing him reminds Lucifer that he still has Alastor's eye mask, and he starts to take it out of his pocket when the stage lights dim down.
Hey, everyone! Thanks for coming out here tonight, Charlie says into the microphone. You know, this is our very first party that we've hosted here. We really appreciate you being a part of this history with us, and I have to say, I think it's been absolutely perfect. So to bid you all good night, we'd like to perform a song together. It really represents us as a hotel, and for any of you sinners out there who would like to give redemption a chance, we're open 24/7.
Charlie smiles out into the crowd, and the audience claps enthusiastically. Charlie turns back to look at them all, her eyes shining warmly, and that's when... BAM! Those round mirror orbs dangling from the ceiling, the ones that Lucifer noticed right at the start of the party, all split in half at the same time, and thousands of printed out photographs flutter down like snow. Lucifer picks one of them up, and he's never felt so much embarrassment shoot through his veins in his life. It's just page after page of him and Alastor, and there's graffiti sprawled across all of them, words like an affair or secret scandal, written in black. When they performed together at the jazz club, when they held hands while Alastor was injured, even when they fought each other in the alleyway and on the rooftop. Alastor may be distorted, but he's recognizable in his glitched out state, and it's almost ridiculous how much they've done together. And Lucifer regrets. He regrets that he didn't rip down all those fucking mirror spheres! Didn't eviscerate the V's the second they stepped foot in this hotel! Didn't stop this in the first place because he hates turning around and seeing Alastor's face like that! Like he's just seconds away from murdering everyone around him from anger! There's a typed out note on the ground, the words arresting in bright red. Lucifer grabs it and reads the text. I suppose we'll have to go analog today. The V's. I guess Maggie didn't pick out those hanging round lights, Charlie says shakily.